Welcome back, everybody, to the Pitch Catch podcast. My name is Eli Swice,
And I'm Joey Fernandez.
and we are into, I guess, the third week of baseball. It's been about 2 weeks. Actually, no, it's been 2 weeks on the dot, actually. So, 2 weeks of baseball, and it's been exciting. There's been a lot of things going on. First, I think we'll just start off every episode with just talking about our team specifically, with the White Sox and the Cubs. So, since
Okay.
our last podcast, how do you think the Sox have been doing? Who's been piquing your interest? There's been a lot of injuries. Go ahead, just let it all out.
Well, it's so the last time that we recorded, I believe we were in the middle of the Mariners series, I want to say, and we ended up winning that. I want to say that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was Tuesday, so
okay. So yeah, it was just the beginning of that,
yeah.
and we ended up winning that series 2 out of 3. We took 2 out of 3 from the Rays, and we recently just got swept by the Guardians. Uh,
Hmm.
that took a lot of effort for me to say the Guardians there, but uh, um, I mean, I'm not really mad at the team right now. I think it's very demoralizing getting swept by a division rival, especially someone that started off hot, and it's
Hmm.
kind of a team that you wanted to silence a little bit. But overall, you got to take the good with the bad, and the season's still off to a somewhat successful start. It's still a little irritating with the injuries. I feel like someone gets banged up every day, but there's been guys who have taken advantage of their opportunities so far, like Jake Berger and Bennett Souza, Tanner Banks. So um, I'm just kind of in wait and see mode. Pollock should be coming back tomorrow. Giolito should be back Sunday. So I think that could be a resurgence to the team as a whole. And there's just been a lot of batted ball luck so far. The
Hmm.
White Sox have the highest average exit velo out of anyone in the major leagues, and they have really nothing to show for it. So kind of
Yeah.
just waiting for some luck to come our way.
Yeah. Did the Guardians surprise you? I know me and you, I believe, had them coming fourth in the division, and it's still early, but with people like Stephen Kwan getting off to a hot start, and their pitching has been pretty solid. Um, they're scoring a ton of runs. There's like some games where usually their games usually are like very low scoring, but this season you've seen them explode. I know they scored, was it 17 that one day, and then they put up 10 yesterday, or 11 I think on Keuchel, or 10,
Yeah,
not like 10 on Keuchel, 11 total,
yeah.
or whatever. But they've been scoring a lot. Has that team surprised you at all?
Honestly, I'm not really drinking the Guardians Kool-Aid, if I'm being honest.
Mm,
Uh, I just don't the way they're scoring runs just isn't sustainable for me. They haven't really hit many home runs. I believe they're in the bottom 10 in home runs in the league, and they're just
yeah.
kinda hitting the ball on the ground, and they've been finding holes, and especially in the White Sox series,
Hmm.
they got a lot of luck with errors and stuff like that, so I mean, I don't mean to rain on their parade very much. I think their pitching's great, and I think that's gonna be sustainable. But the offensive output, I'm not really seeing it, honestly.
Do you remember? I forgot what Jose Ramirez's contract was specifically. Do you remember?
Um, it
Look
was
it up.
around 120, I want to say. I don't
For
know,
like 4 years, 5 years?
4 or
No, it was
5.
like seven, right?
It was a lot of years. I know that, but
It
I
was
know it
seven
was only
years.
for
7 years,
120.
141.
Okay, okay,
So
that's a
about
that's a
20.
bargain.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Like, he's just year in and year out like a top 10 hitter, and he's
Yeah,
off
he's the
to
best.
another. Yeah, go ahead.
He's the best third baseman in baseball, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. And I think for just a little over 20 million a year, doesn't get much better than that to get the best player at his position. So he's a fun guy to watch. In terms of the Cubs, I believe we left off right before the Rocky series, and that's when we split the series at Rocky. It was an interesting series, um, and then headed we headed home. The Rays came home to Wrigley. We lost 2 out of 3 against them. We played some pretty good games besides, or the first 2 games I would say were good. Then the rain out game was just a bad showing, but I was impressed with how we won the first game, which was really cool to beat a team like the Rays, and then we lost by 1 run the second game, and it was nice to see them battle back. So overall, I mean, It's kind of nothing's changed a ton. Seiya Suzuki is still he's cooled down, I guess, a little bit, but he's still getting on base like twice a game, whether that's walks or hits,
Yeah.
um, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's been fun to watch. Actually, since we recorded, Patrick Wisdom has been insane. I think he had one hit on the season the last time we recorded, and now he's 9 for his last 16, a bunch of homers, just really fun to watch. Schwindel, I think his hitting streak actually snapped tonight, but his hitting streak was at like 9 games. Madrigal's been heating it up, so exciting stuff. Haven't been the best on the pitching side, but you take what you can get, and that's about it from there. Yeah, it's just been fun to watch them. We lost to the Pirates today, but hopefully we can kind of beat up on them. We're starting Mark Leiter Jr. I mean, come on, like it's one of those
Yeah.
games I kind of expect to lose, but not really because it's the Pirates. But it's whatever. Um, if you want to just get right into guess the MLB player, have a little fun to start off the episode.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm ready for this.
So
Maybe.
what I was thinking is 25 seconds. I was kind of going through like in my head as if I was trying to guess someone. 30 seconds seemed like a lot of time as you can just keep rapid firing questions.
Uh-huh.
So it's your choice. You want to do 25 seconds, 20 seconds? How do you think we should do this?
First time we'll see how 25 goes. If
Okay.
it's too easy, then we can lower it next time.
All right. Um, Let me just pull up. I'll go first, and well, I believe we have two each, so I'll do one, you do one, and then
Okay.
etc. Okay, I got it. All right, I'm gonna get the timer ready, and these will be on TikTok if anybody misses it. All right, let's go to timer. Actually, I'll just do stopwatch. All right, so you can just rapid fire, like asking for hints and stuff, and once the
Okay.
time once the time ends, if you don't have a guess, or like once the time ends and you didn't get him, you get a final guess. Pretty
Okay.
simple. So, guess the MLB player. 25 seconds starts now.
Is he a pitcher?
Yes,
Okay. Is he in the AL or the NL?
I know.
Okay. Yu Darvish.
No.
NL Central.
Yes.
Uh, Kyle Hendricks.
No.
Corbin Burns.
Nope. 5 seconds.
Is he on the Brewers?
Nope.
Is he on the Cardinals?
Yes. Final
Adam
guess.
Wayne.
I'll let that slide. No, it's not Wainwright. You get one more guess.
Okay. Uh, fuck.
Your hint,
I,
I feel like you could have gone a little faster with your hints there, and I don't know if you kind of screwed
yeah,
yourself or
I
not.
just started trying to guess players for some
Yeah.
reason. I wanted to see if I could be smooth.
Yeah.
Um, I'll go with Jack Flaherty.
Oof. Close. It's Dakota Hudson, but
Okay.
you at least got to the team, which is nice. So
It's a
there
learning
you go.
experience.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
All
you
right,
can
I
you can
got my
go.
first guy.
All right.
Should I set my own timer
Yeah,
or
you can
do
just do your own so you can see
okay.
it. But yeah, it's
Uh,
something we're gonna be doing every single podcast. Guess the player.
yeah,
It'll be just add a little fun element to it.
yeah. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay, go.
All right. Is he in the AL?
No.
And okay, NL Central?
Yes.
Cardinals or Brewers?
No.
Cubs?
No.
Pirates?
No.
Reds? Okay. Is he a pitcher?
Yes.
Relief?
No.
Is he injured right now?
5 seconds. No.
Is it Tyler Mahle?
No.
Is it
Yeah. Time's up. This is your final guess.
this is oh, is it Santillion?
No.
Is that his name?
Is that your final guess? Well, I guess it is.
Oh, I guess it is. I'm kind of blanking to be. Oh, it's Hunter Green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't count. I got it. He totally escaped my mind.
Yeah.
God.
Once you said Santillion, I was like, oh
Yeah,
no, you're gonna be
yeah.
pissed.
Oh, I am pissed, but whatever. First round. I think we're a little bit more seasoned now. We'll get it. We'll get it back.
Yeah.
Damn, that
The
was
two teams
easy
thing
too.
was kind of decent. I don't.
Yeah, I think
They're
25
unfortunate.
seconds is a good time.
No,
I think
it goes by quick.
it goes by quick.
I didn't
Yeah,
expect that. I
yeah,
expected to be like cruising, but
yeah.
really
All
not.
right. I am ready whenever you are. To
Okay.
all right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Guess the MLB player. 25 seconds. Start.
AL or no? Or AL.
AL. AL.
Okay. Uh, AL East.
Yes.
Is he a position player?
Yes.
Is he on the Blue Jays?
No.
Is he in the Yankees?
Nope.
Red Sox?
Nope.
Orioles?
Nope.
Who am I forgetting? The Rays.
Yes.
Then Kevin
Oh,
Kiermaier.
no. And final guess. You forgot the Rays were in the division, huh?
Yeah.
You get one
Uh,
more guess.
G-Man Choi.
Close, I guess. Mike Zunino. I feel like what happened there? You just forgot the Rays existed,
Yes,
or
no, because I could feel the timer just
yeah,
like going along, and I literally said every other team besides the Rays. I even
yeah.
said the Orioles, and if you said it was the Orioles, I was going straight Anthony Santander. Don't ask me why. I was already
Yeah,
like getting that guess ready in my head
that's
before I
funny.
even could get to the Rays.
It's all right. The Rays fans don't take offense to that, but yeah, I'm ready to go
The
whenever
five
you
of them
are
that
for
there
mine.
are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was rude.
All
Uh, all right, I have my second player.
right.
So,
I'm good whenever you are.
okay. Let's see. All right. Ready, set, go.
NL,
No.
AL West,
No.
AL Central,
Yes.
White Sox or Guardians,
No.
Twins,
No.
Royals,
No.
um, Tigers. Okay, a pitcher
Yes.
in
West.
relief.
No.
Matt Manning, Casey Mize,
No.
Scooble.
Time's up. Final guess.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna assume it's Spencer Turnbull.
No.
No, Matt
It's Erod.
Manning. Oh, what a bum! Damn, I was going Mize, fucking
I thought it
Manning.
was when you said, "Oh, I'm just gonna assume it's," and then you said Spencer Turnbull, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Damn, you were so
damn.
close
I
twice."
know. Damn, that sucks. Well,
That was a
the
bit of a
first
fucking fail.
we'll get better as it goes, but I mean we don't want to get every single one, I guess. 25 seconds is it flies by. Like holy cow.
No, yeah, we're not upping the time either. We got to make it hard.
Yeah, we gotta make it hard. But yeah, that was fun. I guess we can just kind of talk about like the overall landscape of the MLB. The Mets are the first team to touch 10 wins. Um, I was really high on them this year, and I think you were too.
Yeah, who would have thought besides us?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said the Mets are going to Met, which I mean, it could happen. It's still early, but 10-4 is
Yeah.
a very impressive record. They just won the series against the Giants, which is another really hard staff to beat. Overall, do you think this is here to stay? The Mets in
I
first
think so.
place. The Braves are under 500. So was every other team in that division. Um, kind of shocking. You got the Phillies in last place. How does that how
5
does
and
that
8,
make you
right?
feel? Yeah.
I mean, am I a huge Phillies guy? Not really, but uh I expected them to be better than that. I
Yeah.
think they'll pick it up a little bit, but I mean, I think I put them in 4th place, so
Yeah. Oh,
but
did you have the Marlins over them? I don't think so. I think you had them
nah,
third.
probably 3rd then, but that didn't mean that I
Yeah.
think that highly of them, you know. I think they'll still win 80, but
Yeah.
um I don't really expect much out of the Phillies, but for the Mets, I expect them to stay there for most of the year. I don't really see much going on, especially if they get DeGrom back and
Go.
Max can stay healthy. I see no reason. And I know Chris Bassett's been dealing,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. That staff is very impressive. Um Overall in that division, I mean, the Nationals, I feel like have just been playing. I forgot who they. I mean, they played the Diamondbacks. Did they play the Pirates? I feel like their schedule has been kind of weak so far to kind of give them that 6-9 record. Um, but yeah, I mean, the
as if that's
Marlins.
even impressive anyway.
Oh yeah, I know. The Marlins are a team that I find super intriguing. They have a lot of fun guys. Obviously, Jazz being the highlight, but their pitching staff is just incredible. I'm wishing them the best. I I can't wait until they're good if that ever happens with that pitching staff because that's a top 5 staff in the league, I think. And they could edge the Phillies maybe by the end of the year if all things go well.
Maybe. I don't know how they're I mean, I don't really trust their depth all that much, but
Yeah.
if they stay healthy for a full year, I see no reason why not.
Yeah, and does the under 500 start from the Braves, the defending World Series champions, kind of scare you, or is it just like Acuna's coming back? They'll figure it out.
They'll hit their stride eventually. I'm not really worried about them. It just they played the Dodgers, so that doesn't really
Yeah,
help. But
no,
I'm not really worried about them at all. I think they'll pick it up. They seem like that World Series hangover might hit them for April and May, but soon as the weather starts to warm up, I think it'll heat up with them.
yeah. One thing that is kind of surprising: the Cincinnati Reds are 2-11. They have the worst record in Major League Baseball. When you're thinking of, like, the worst teams in the league, I guess if you're doing top 5 worst, the Reds would sneak their way in there, but you're thinking teams like the
Oakland.
Diamondbacks and Oakland and Baltimore. This is interesting. The Reds are really bad, like, really bad.
Yeah. Do I think they're that bad? No, but I
Mhm,
think they're sitting comfortably in second to last when the season ends.
mhm.
I think Pittsburgh's gonna find a way to fight for that, even though they're 6-7 right now. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
for sure.
They're just kind of a pesky team at the moment. But
Yeah.
I think I mean, speaking of like teams that should be really bad, what is going on with the A's? Are they just are
They're
they just gonna
scoring.
moneyball their way?
I believe they lead the league in runs. Um
That or OPS, which is either way, it's crazy. So
Yeah, that team has been it's been pretty impressive. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, that team is full of nobodies for the most part, and they're just
Elvis
putting it together.
Andrews, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Kemp getting multi-hit games here and there. He's doing his job. Interesting. That's all I gotta say. But in that division, one thing that kind of surprises me a little bit more, the Rangers are 2-9. They're a team that I predicted to come in fourth anyway, but a 2-9 record when you have the likes of Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon and some like Mitch Garver's a really good hitter. They got Adolis Garcia. They got some bats. You would
Yeah.
think, I mean, their pitching's just that bad. It's just
Yeah,
that bad.
John Gray hit the shelf instantly also, so that doesn't
Yeah.
really help.
No.
That's a guy at least you're like, "Oh, we can win every 5th day with
Mhm.
John Gray."
Yeah.
Gone.
And gone. Gone. Dunzo. And the Rangers are looking bad. Last time I checked, they were winning against the Mariners. They came back. The Mariners went up 5-0 early, and then the Rangers came back. What are you thinking about this Mariners team? I think they've been pretty impressive so far, and
Yeah,
they seem like they could be fighting for a wild card.
no doubt. I had them 2nd place in the division, so I felt pretty highly about them coming into the year, and I think they've lived up to it so far for the most part. The bats
Mhm.
were cold a little bit at the beginning, but I think as it goes on and on, I think they're gonna do better because they have a lot of rookies. Well, not a lot of rookies, but they have some guys that can improve as the season goes on, like Kellenic and Julio Rodriguez. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to see them progress. They watching them play against the White Sox, I saw that they have some arms in the
they
pen.
do.
They have some arms.
They do.
So, and don't even get me started out on Matt Brash, but that guy, I don't know what he's doing, but there's something unreal
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah, and that's the last thing I think that division needs for a really good Mariners team to have another really good arm like that. And like you said, Kellenic and even J-Rod has been off to a slow start. Just wait
Mhm,
until, I mean, at least J-Rod it reaches his stride. I mean, Kellenic, I think I still have faith in him. Um,
mhm.
yeah, that's a fun team. That's a fun team for sure. Um, there's not really much to talk about in that division other than that. I mean, the Astros are off to a 500 start. I think Altuve just got placed on the DL, so They've been okay. I think the biggest takeaway is Justin Verlander coming back
I
from
was
an
gonna say
injury.
that he
Yeah,
might win another Cy Young with the way he looks
he
right now.
he looks like nothing happened, right? Like,
And how did nobody predict this? I have no
mhm,
idea,
no.
but he is unreal, and he's just gonna continue being unreal, I have no doubt.
Yeah, he's just built different, and, the Angels are leading the division. I think that's another team that we're pulling for to do well. Joe Adell, the Pitch Catch Pod's favorite player, he's doing well, which is nice to see, and Shohei Ohtani obviously had a perfect game into the 6th inning yesterday. It seems like, things are starting to pick up for them. Ohtani had a really slow start to the year in terms of batting. Mike Trout had to miss a couple games, but I think it's all coming together for them, and I'm really interested to see how they finish. But one thing I want to talk about, and it has to do with the Angels, the intentional walk against Corey Seager with the bases
Okay?
loaded. What are your thoughts on that? Joe Madden had this
He did it again.
genius. He done did it again. Joe Madden had this insane idea that he would just intentionally walk Corey Seager with the bases loaded while being down in the game. I can't seem to rationalize that. Why? Why did he do it?
You know, he was your guy for a long time,
He
so
was. He
you
was.
should know the brain of Joe Madden better than I do, as far as what he's got going on inside his
Look,
head,
I
because
was I was a fan of the pitcher batting eighth and Dexter Fowler hitting ninth or something. I'm not a
okay,
fan of intentionally bringing home a run. He's not Barry Bonds. Like, what's going on?
he's not Josh Hamilton.
No.
Uh, I don't. I I wish I could explain it, but
Mhm.
I mean, he just feared Corey Seager that much. I mean, he's not even like a top 10 hitter in the league or anything, but
No.
Joe Madden must think so. He really thinks that highly of him. But I mean, do you know what happened afterwards? Do you
I
know if they got
think
the out or if any runs occurred because
I
of it?
believe like two more runs were scored somehow. So
Great choice.
yeah, well, I don't know. That was interesting, but they ended up winning the game. So maybe he was looking at the bigger picture.
Joe
Um,
Madden masterclass once again.
yeah, never doubted the man once in my life. Um, the AL Central, kind of in an interesting state. I mean, it's just everyone's kind of close to each other. Everyone's still getting a feel for like their teams and stuff. Is there anything specific
Yeah.
you want to talk about there?
I think the Guardians are frauds.
Mm.
I really do. I don't see the way they're winning baseball games holding up. I
Yeah.
did say before the year that their pitching would keep games close a lot of the time, and then the
Mhm.
offense would be able to steal some runs and possibly steal a lot of games against teams they probably shouldn't beat. But I didn't I didn't predict them scoring 8 runs a game, you know? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that holds up. I think the pitching stays good, but third place team.
Yeah. Um, I would agree. I would agree. Um, moving on to the AL East, we got the Blue Jays leading the pack. I think that's something me and you were both in favor of, as either them or the Rays.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about is the Yankees real quick, and I like they had some tough games in Baltimore that they
Yeah.
lost. They lost one of the Tigers today. That's not even like just watching them. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with that
No.
offense. I they're like their runners in scoring position stats, like they cannot hit with anyone in scoring position. And I'm sorry, Garrett Cole, he's not the ace anymore. It's Nasty Nestor. So like, what's going on with this team? And did you think they were better than the Red Sox before the year? And do you think they still are better than the Red Sox?
I had the Red Sox finishing third and the Yankees in fourth, so I was really never a believer in this team personally. So, and they just don't seem very impressive. They just
Yeah,
never really have to me. I think this core just isn't the right fit anymore, and I truly believe that. I obviously Garrett Cole is great,
yeah,
but the team just isn't. isn't there. Like I just don't think they're all that great. I think the lineup is lacking. I think the pitching staff is lacking, and I just think they're a good, not great team in a
Yeah,
tough division.
it's they throw so many of these guys that in all honesty are the same player for the most part. Like obviously they're different, but I like I think I talked to you about this earlier. Like Giancarlo Stanton's a great player. His numbers back it
Mhm.
up. I feel like if you put a blindfold on him, he'd still swing the same way. Like
He
he's
has a
swinging at pitches
predetermined swing
exactly. Like
approach. Yeah.
he kind of decides like I don't know how he talks about it. Like, "Oh, I'm gonna swing or something like that, in the batter's
He
box.
looks like he talks like that. Yeah.
And like that pitch will be this far off the plate, and I don't think you can rely on will they mash? Will there be games where they hit 5 home runs? Absolutely, because they have Donaldson, Rizzo, Judge, Gallo, Stanton, whatever. But it's not an offense built on consistency. You've seen the slumps from Stanton. You've seen the slumps from Gallo. Gallo looks terrible this year. Um, and he's a guy I'm kind of rooting for because I just like him as a player.
Yeah.
I mean, those are two guys that are I don't know. I feel like you can't have him in the same lineup. It's really weird.
It makes for a lot of hit or miss kind of days, and
Yeah.
you need some good contact guys around them just to make things happen. And they don't really have that. They have Glaber
No.
Torres hitting behind them, striking out just as much and
Hmm.
hitting for half the power. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of it's not a recipe for success. And
No.
my least favorite part about their team is their pitching staff. So I don't know. I just don't I haven't been a fan of the rotation for a long time, and I really stand by that. They're lucky that they found a guy in Nestor Cortez that can give them some solid innings because besides that, I'm not a Jordan Montgomery guy, that's for sure. So
Hmm. Um, Looking at the rotation, I think it's okay in terms of obviously you have
yeah,
Garrett Cole, who's a top three pitcher. You have Nestor, who's pitching like a top three pitcher. Severino has come back this year and has given some solid innings.
but can
What are
you
your
rely
thoughts
on
on
that?
him?
But
Yeah, can you
um,
rely on that? What do you expect from him off his injury? Because he's looked pretty decent so far.
I I'm just curious to see how many innings they're gonna let him go. Personally,
Hmm.
I don't. When I say that I don't like the rotation, it means
Yeah,
like relative to like the top teams in the MLB.
yeah,
Obviously, like it's above average, but like since the Yankees hold themselves to such a standard and their fan base holds them to such a standard, that's kind of what I'm comparing it to. Like,
yep,
so that makes sense. Uh, but I mean, I think Luis Severino's great. Obviously, it's just can he hold up for a season, and how long would they allow him to hold up for a season?
yeah. I would agree with you. And I mean, Montgomery and Tyone, I guess, are nice to have in the back end of the rotation, but like you said,
Mhm.
it doesn't really compete with the top dogs. And I feel like the like formula for the Yankees was their pitching would do good enough, and then you'd have Judge, Stanton, Gallo, Rizzo, Donaldson all mashing home runs. It doesn't seem like a team that can click for a long period of time. Let's say a playoff series. Can the Yankees mash one game this week? One game? Yes, they could. But can they mash for a week straight?
I
I don't see
don't
it.
think
And
so.
it's not to be a hater. I don't see it in that lineup. I
Oh,
think they need more balance. And it's exciting when you have Judge, Rizzo, Gallo, Stanton, Donaldson. Like that's what? Did I just say like 6 names? Like those are 6 good hitters.
yeah.
It it doesn't seem like it's clicking
I
and
I have I have a question. I know it's kind of
yeah.
random, but would
Mhm.
you take the Minnesota Twins lineup or the Yankees lineup?
This is an interesting one because I was thinking a
With
couple of days
Buxton,
ago yeah, I was thinking a couple of
obviously.
days ago looking at the Twins lineup, it's not that bad.
No,
Um,
it's pretty good actually.
I mean, there's just some guys I don't love on the Yankees. Like, I feel like Higashioka is just a liability on offense. I'm not a huge fan of Kiner Falefa. I don't even like Aaron Hicks that much. I
I
nothing
don't like
against him.
Aaron Hicks. Not
I don't
anymore.
think yeah, I just don't think he's a great player. That's a tough
I
one
think I
though.
take the Minnesota Twins personally, but
You know what? Ah, I might agree. I might agree because Correa is not going to play like this all year. Once Correa reaches back to top three shortstop levels, and if we're assuming Buxton is healthy, Buxton's one of the best hitters in the league, and that's an interesting question because when you phrase it like that, it makes it seem really bad for the Yankees. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah. But I don't think it's like a necessarily like a big knock on the Yankees. I just think it's like if you're taking the Minnesota Twins lineup over the Yankees, then how could you expect them to really carry you through a season?
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. That was an interesting question, and um, something I never really thought about. But we can stop talking about the Yankees.
Yeah, that was way
Yan-
too long.
yeah, Yankees fans are gonna say that they're in our head rent free or whatever. But no, the Red Sox have been okay again. Tanner Houck's been pretty good, I think, and overall just not super impressive. Trevor Story's picked it up a little bit, but he's not doing great. Um, I don't have much else to say. The Rays are they have a
Consistent.
little yeah, they're consistent. They have a couple of injuries here and there. The Blue Jays, I kind of want to talk about for a couple minutes. Um, Teoscar Hernandez is on the DL, which is a major blow because he's actually a really good player. And their pitching staff on paper looks like it should be a pretty good pitching staff, but it hasn't really held up to the expectation yet. Do you think they bounce back, or is this kind of what we're going to see where like they really got to rely on their offense? Because besides Alek Manoah, it's been a little inconsistent. Although Gossman had a really good outing today.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think they'll improve. I don't think they're gonna be like best in the league good or anything like that, but I
Yeah,
think they'll definitely be good enough to hold their own. And they have some guys that can come out and pitch 8 strong, like Gossman pitched today, and Barrios could easily do the same thing. So I'm not too worried about it. I think it's just a little slump to start the season, and they'll get back on track.
yeah, absolutely. We can move on into overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated if you want.
Okay.
Um, so this is the new series. We will be giving 5 things baseball related, and the other will tell us if it is overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated. So I'll go first. The Phillies offense.
Perfectly rated, I think.
Okay.
Um, I I'm pretty I'm pretty satisfied with where people hold them to right now. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's guys like Bohm and Bryson Stott that need to prove themselves a little bit, and they already have their stalwarts. It's just kind of who's going to fill in the gaps and what happens there.
Jack Flaherty.
Man, it's just stay healthy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna go with overrated just because I feel
Slight,
like
just a
people
slight,
just
or
a
is it like a?
slight.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Matt Manning.
Um, I'll go perfectly rated. I think people are just kind of in wait and see mode with him, but they know the promise that he has. So,
Um, I didn't think about this before I wrote it because we just had like a 10-minute discussion on it. But I said the Yankees.
yeah, I have something similar to that too. I'm gonna say overrated
Hmm.
just because
And
of
yeah,
natural Yankee fashion.
if you want to hear our whole story on why the Yankees are overrated, check out our podcast if you're watching on TikTok. Thank you very much. Um, and then just a little random one, T-Mobile Park.
I'll say underrated.
Hmm.
Pretty
I think
sick.
it's a beautiful park.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Okay. You want to hear mine?
Absolutely.
The Cleveland Guardians.
The Cleveland Guardians as a whole right now are overrated. They're scoring runs at a pace that cannot be kept up, and I think their pitching is is very good. But yeah, some of these guys won't keep it up, except Jose Ramirez.
The Colorado Rockies.
I'm gonna say underrated compared to where people thought they were gonna be, including myself. Um, they have a good offense in terms of it'll get the job done some games. And are they going to come close to a wild card spot? No, I don't think so. But I do think the fans in Colorado actually have people to root for, Chris Bryant, and other guys surrounding them that are giving them exciting baseball. So I think they're exceeding expectations, and I think they're slightly underrated.
Okay. Um, Another AL West team or NL West team. My fault. Giants.
I'm gonna say perfectly rated. I don't think they're overrated, because I do think they're a good baseball team, and I don't think they're underrated because this is kind of how I expect them to play. Their pitching is gonna carry. That pitching staff is really good.
I was gonna make
So
that a two-parter and
yeah,
include Carlos Rodon.
Carlos Rodon is dude. If he's healthy, he might be a top 5 pitcher in the league. Like I I love watching him pitch. I just hope he stays healthy. That's the only
Okay.
issue with him.
Owen Miller.
I mean, I don't want to just call the dude overrated off the bat, you know what I mean? But will he keep this up? No. Um, I don't think anyone is saying he's a top 10 player in the league. So I'm just going to say perfectly rated in terms of most people think like this guy could be good, which is very possible. I'm not going to say he's underrated because he's outperforming anyone around him. And I don't think it's fair to just tag him with the overrated.
Okay. I was just curious what you would say with that. And
Yeah.
then next, Dylan Cease.
No, I love Dylan Cease. I think he's underrated. Um, I just think he he gets how do I he doesn't go long in games. And although that's not a thing that is super important in this day and age because we see a guy go 7 innings and we're like, "Holy crap, this guy went 7 innings."
Yeah.
If Cease can give you 5 strong every day, which I think he could, I would like to see him go into the 6th inning more, but when he's on command, he's the best pitcher on the Sox in my opinion, and I think he has the highest ceiling. He could be a legit ace. It's just can he control? And mustache. Mustache is very underrated. I think it looks good.
Okay.
If there is any yelling in my background, it's my roommate winning $1,000. So, oh
Winning
wow,
or losing. We'll see.
no, I think he won. Looking
Well,
at it,
wow. That's actually crazy. That's
yeah,
worth talking about on the pod.
yeah, absolutely. Wow,
Well,
that's crazy. But I think I could be wrong. There's 12 seconds left. Definitely won. Yeah. Okay.
okay. Good for him.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything
Not
crazy? I
really.
mean, it is only the second week. We'll probably film another one very soon. Maybe have some
Yeah.
guests on or something. But yeah, for everyone listening, for anyone watching, we appreciate it. Make sure to follow our TikTok if you haven't seen it. If you're watching, at least if you haven't seen it, it's scrolling across the screen for the last 38 minutes. Um, Go ahead and follow that. If you're listening, it's at Pitch Catch Pod. And yeah, we appreciate everyone listening and watching. And with that, we bid you a good night and happy baseball
Peace.
season. Peace.